my Rover friends, and welcome back. Today I am up against it. I need to get everything you see back there on Project Octopus so I can get it down to Texas and we can take it off-road for the first time. I want to make sure I'm prepared. In our other channel, you may have seen we got the rock sliders on. It did not go easy, and then we had to up armor the underside of the vehicle to protect it in case I do something stupid. So that is done, but I'm way behind with all the fun stuff. So we're gonna work our way through it. We're gonna armor it up with some Cerec side pieces, the ultimate tire carrier. I got recovery kits. If I can get lights on it, that'd be awesome. I should stop talking and start working. Cue the intro. First things first, let's get the bone saw wheels with the Duratrack tires put on, and then we'll be able to move the car back and forth. After that, I'm gonna leap into removing that ladder and getting some Cerec side pieces on. That way, if I slide off camber into a tree, I've got some protection. I went with two 75, not 65, 60 20s. It's approximately a 33-inch tire. It is the exact tire that Land Rover specs if you get the Octa wheels. We went with the 20-inch bone saws for this. Give us a little bit more sidewall than the 22s. So I'm very curious to see how it even drives on the street that way. All right, tires are on. Let's move to that ladder. In order to install the side piece, we have to get this trim off. And then, I don't know what regulation it was, there's two factory mounting bolt holes on this side, but there's three on the other. So the left-hand side, we need to add a riv nut. Not a big deal, we just round it out, slide the riv nut in, the hole's already there. Then we can mount the side piece, get to the other side. I'm feeling good. The right-hand side is so much easier because all three holes are in place. There's just these little stickers they put on them, keep the moisture out. I don't know why, because there's holes right there. Maybe it's to keep the threads clean. Definitely not gonna keep moisture out. So we pop those off and simply install. That's making me nuts, man. That is making me nuts. And then simply install the side piece. You may have noticed in the other one, they've got this little piece of plastic here that keeps the side piece away from the glass. If it flexes We've never had one break if you don't use it, but I'm kind of aggressive, so I'm gonna put these on. We are making some good progress. Next up, I want to put on our ultimate high lift jack mount. That way we can get this mounted up before we put the spare on. If we do get a flat, we're going to be able to use, you hush, I'm trying to make a video. We'll be able to use our ARB recovery jack, pick it up from the rock sliders, and swap out the tire. All right, well, this thing's going to keep making noise. We'll go back into hyperspeed and I'll get that mounted. This is a good news, bad news situation for me. The good news is the ultimate high lift jack mount, perfect, right? Super easy. The bad news is it is designed for a classic high lift. I have become just a huge fan of the hydraulic ARB jack, and I don't want to leave home without it. So what we've done is we kind of put that in there like so. I've got a bolt that'll hold it down on the bottom, but that's no good at the top. We have to use a quick fist. Put that in here like so. Put it into position. And of course, none of the bolt holes that we need are gonna line up for that. We're gonna mark it and then drill a hole, bolt a quick fist, put the bolt in the bottom. It's a little bit of a step that I don't have time for, but I'll be super disappointed if I don't have my jack. All right, back to hyperspeed. I know what you guys were saying. I had this backing plate that was bolted on, left behind, so I didn't go through and hit the door. All right, next up, let's get the right size bolt, get our quick fist mounted. All right, like I said, there's a little bolt that holds the whizzy wheel on, keeps the bottom solid. The quick fist holds that in place. Let's get the tire on. All right, I'm feeling way better. Got my side pieces, the high lift jack mount, all the tires on, and now it cannot be a Lucky 8 truck unless we got some treads mounted to the side. I'm gonna do these next. We'll get our treads mounted up. And yeah, all right, stop talking, more working. Mounting the treads is pretty simple. You just basically bolt this bracket to the roof rail with some custom little T-slots that we made. I like to take the tread itself and come up on the roof and go, okay, where am I mounting it? Mounting through these big holes. I start with the second one back, and you could go all the way back if you like. Dealer's choice, you can move them up front. So on this particular one, We're on this little rubber seam, which you can't see. And then the other rubber seam, not this one, right here, it's gonna have to be adjusted. We just bring that roof rail back a smidge and life is good. Here we go, let's take a look at the final product. And then if you look right in there, well, let me see if I can spin you guys. There you go, you can see just the two bolts that hold the bracket in right to the roof rack. Easy peasy. Next up, we'll just throw the treads in place and snap them down. This car is coming together. I love the treads on the side. It is our signature look. Now it's starting to feel like a Lucky 8 car. Let's get the shovel on the other side. The shovel mount is essentially the same setup as the tread mount. Just bolt like so. It's got a little spacer underneath here to help keep it flat on the rack. And I just go here and tighten it on down. I'll bring the camera up here in a second, you can see my work. Pretty straightforward, a couple of bolts hold the bracket down, and then I'll see if I can do this with one hand. Oh boy, maybe not, maybe so. There we go, and then the shovel just sits in there and gets clamped down. At this point, the Octa is ready to go. We are armored. We have a high lift jack to get us unstuck. We've got treads. We've got a shovel. We've got our Cerix side pieces. I feel very confident. I'm gonna move on to some of the fun stuff. I've fallen in love with the click and go. So we're gonna stick this in the back. That way I've got a nice place to hang my coat. I usually get tornado weather, so I got a place to hang my raincoat. This is a super slick system if you haven't seen it. So I'm gonna throw this inside. I'll give you guys a look and then we're gonna move on to something else fun. There's my mess with my coats on the seat. What I did is stick the headrest click and go adapter to the upper headrest on the rear seat. You'll notice that it is reversed because if the headrest is forward, it don't work. You go, well, why am I doing that? Because I am not going to try and jam the click and go on the carbon fiber seat. So I would rather live with the headrest backwards when I'm on adventures. I've got a email off to Tim at 3D Defender Parts. He's seen if he can print me a smaller one that would go there. That would make my day. Tim, I hope you hear me. Okay, and then boom, just like that. Awesome little coat hanger. I don't know if I'll be able to one-hand this. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm a professional. And then there we go. Coat sits right there, tidying up the interior. Speaking of Defender 3D Parts, that is his iPad mount, which I've adapted to the RAM mount, to the Ultimate Phone mount, giving me an iPad location, or more so to Corbin, so he can read all the maps for me, making sure we never get lost. This install isn't too bad. I've got a whole video on this one also. You just pop out the plastic piece, and then we're gonna bolt in this metal backing plate, and then I use more riv nuts, bang those in. Next up, we just sneak the box in. You gotta have the door open. Gently close the door. All right, we've got no interference. And then we just run in a bunch of Allens. All right, I won't bore you with that. We're gonna put some stuff in it and I'll bring the camera in. I like to keep my little pressure gauge in there. We don't have a compressor on the Octopus yet, but we will. Backup tire gauge, gloves, sometimes some soft shackles. And then when it's all closed up, blends seamlessly into the car. And that brings us to the recovery kit, which is a simple install. I think I have enough soft shackles, and you may say, why do you got so many? Because everybody steals them from me. I'm gonna throw them in the cargo area, but I want you guys to take a look at something. In the back of the Defender, it is very dark. They added an extra light for us, which helps, but I'm gonna do one more thing since this job or this day has gone on so smoothly. I'm going to add our rear cargo area LED, and then, and only then, will I be ready to head to Texas. The hardest part about this job is sneaking this wire down past the headliner. There's a little pocket you can kind of pop it through, all the way down, and then connecting to this light. It's not the worst, but it's not the easiest either. And I don't want to mess up this Alcantara. Oh, could you imagine the tears I would have? Makes me sad just thinking about it. Give me a minute and we'll have a final look. Let's have a look. Much better. Bring you guys in. Whoa. Yeah, as you can see, immediately there's a lot more light. And I love this feature. You can leave it red at night so you're not disturbing everybody. And then it has a yellow function also to keep the insects away. There you have it. We have completed all the work we set out to do, and even one little extra project. Super happy. The car looks amazing, and I cannot wait to get to Texas and get this off-road in the dirt and see if the Octa delivers off-road. We know it can perform on-road, but can it perform off-road? Have to wait until next week to find out. All right, guys, be sure to follow for more Rover content, and thanks for watching.